Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to set up your digital office hours using your Google Calendar. To begin with, I need to open my Google Calendar, and I have a lot of calendars already in my Google Calendar, so I'm going to select the one that I want to add my office hours to. I have multiple classes going on at the same time, so I could add office hours to just one, or I could add office hours to multiple calendars at the same time. I'm going to add my office hours to my sample week class, Online B. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to choose what time of day do I want my office hours to be. Typically I do them after lunch. It seems like a good time for the kids. So I'm going to add my office hours. I'm going to add my title. And I'm going to click more options so that it gives me a bigger screen and more options to choose from. And I am going to add my Google Meet. And I want this to repeat every day, every weekday, Monday through Friday, because I don't want them on Saturdays or Sundays. So every weekday, Monday to Friday. But I kind of want that to end at some point. So I'm going to click, after I chose Monday through Friday, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to choose custom. And I want it to end on the last day of school for this year is March 25th. Yeah, 25th. So I'm going to mark it right there and I'm going to say done. So now it's going to occur on weekdays until March 25th of 2021. The location, I can put in a location if I want to. It's not necessary. And I can put in a description. And I can also add attachments. So if there's a form or something like that that I want the kids to fill out for office hours, I can attach it here. And it can be a Google Drive file or it could be an upload from my computer. But I'm going to add my description, and I'm just going to say to click the Google Meet link to join Mr. Luttrell's office hours. And one thing that I like to do is I like to add myself as a guest, just so that it duplicates it on my work calendar also. And I'm going to click Save. Alright, so now I've got every single week my digital office hours from 1 to 2. And it's going to stop after March 25th. Now if I need to change these office hours, it's very simple because I can just click it and I can drag it to another time slot. If it's just that one time I need to change it, I can change just that event, or I can choose to change this and to the following events, and then that will change the whole string to that time. Now it's from 3 to 4. So I like it at 1 to 2, so I'm going to keep it right there for now. If I need to make the time longer, I can click on the bottom and drag it so it extends the time. So I can go from 1 to 4 if I want to. I don't want my office hours to be 3 hours long that day, so I am going to shrink that back down so it's just 1 to 2. Okay. And if I decide that I want my office hours to also be in another class, if I click on the link and then click on the options, the 3 dots right here, I can duplicate this or I can copy it to any of my other calendars. So I'm going to copy this office hours to, let's see, this one right here, my subject class Online A. And you see it creates a new event, copies everything over, including the repeating. It just changes it to my other calendar. I'm going to add myself as a guest. I can change my my description if I want to, my details. I don't really want to have these two classes meeting at the same time. You could choose to do that because in some cases it doesn't matter. You could have kids from one class and another meeting at the same time for your office hours. But in this case, they're completely different subjects. So I'm going to change the time. So my other one was going to be at 1 o'clock. I'm going to start this one at 2 o'clock, and then I'll save it. So now I have my group, my online group A at one time. This is group B, and then group A will happen right after. One thing that I wanted to point out to you is that when I duplicated this office hours and put it in, or copied these office hours and put them in another classroom, and it created the Google Meet link, the Google Meet link was the same between this classroom and this classroom. So that is fine for some situations where you just want to open your office hours and leave your Google Meet room open the whole time so that either class can get in at any time, and that's fine. In other situations, you want to keep them separate, and if that's the case, you would have to create a new office hours and create a new Google Meet link so that it has a completely separate link for it. For my situation here, I don't mind having the two classes with the same link, so I'm just going to cancel this and discard my changes because these two classes can have the same link and it doesn't matter. And I can still make changes if I decide that this doesn't work and I'm just not going to have office hours for this class. I can click on the first one. I can click the trash can right here to delete the event, and I'm going to say delete all of them because I'm just going to completely rethink my office hours for that class. So right now I'm just going to focus on my sample week class online B, and what I'd like to do now is I'd like to share this link to the office hours in my classroom. So I'm going to click on one of the events, and I'm going to move my mouse and just hover over Join with Google Meet. And I'm going to click this button right here, which will copy the link. And then I'm going to open a new tab and go to my classroom. And that was for my sample week class online B. And I'm going to share it right here in my stream because that's what I have told my kids that I'm going to do. I'm going to have my links for my office hours and my Google Meets in the stream. And I'm going to share the announcement with my class. Let's see, what should I call that? Let's call it digital office hours. And then I'm going to click the add button, add a link, and then I'm going to paste my link in there, and there it is. And then I can post it, and it's live. So now at any time, my class can click that link, and it will open the Google Meet. And as long as I'm there and I have my computer on, I will be there to let them into the Google Meet, which is my digital office hours. Another nice thing about having the digital office hours added to a specific class calendar that is a Google Classroom, when the students are in their Google Classroom they can go to their classwork page, and on the top of the classwork page, one of the links is for the Google Calendar. And if they click on the Google Calendar, it will open, okay, well, these are my office hours, and they can just click on the link to join there also. And if you'd like to, I'm going to close this and go back to my calendar here. If you would like to, in your appointment, in your office hours details, you could add a notification to it. So there could be a default, maybe a 5-minute notification. That will control your notifications, and it will default the notifications on the student's calendar as well. Another option that you have when you're setting up your office hours, or you can go back and edit this later, you can add a guest to, or multiple guests to your office hours, and that way they will get a notification email of your office hours. They can accept it, and if they do accept it, it would go into their Google Calendar, and they can put reminders and notifications and things like that in their Google Calendar appointments as well. But that's an option, it's not necessary. By setting it up like this, you do have it on the calendar, it is on the classroom calendar, and you've also posted it in your Google Classroom stream. And that's the way I usually set mine up, and I just move this to the top every day so that it's right up here at the top of the stream so they can find it easily. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free. You can email me anytime.